The South Pole is well defended. The first line of defense is the Southern Ocean, a moat of mountainous seas. The second line is a treacherous ice shelf, and then a climb in the harshest conditions to over 10,000 feet. There is no solid ground underfoot, only ice and deadly crevasses. In January 1912, after 900 miles of such travail, the explorer Robert Falcon Scott and his team were close to their goal, to be the first to reach this bitterest end of the Earth. On January 17, 1912, Scott at last reached his goal, the South Pole. He had expected to discover an abstraction, a sextant reading of 90 degrees south latitude in a flat, white landscape. Instead, he found a small tent topped by a Norwegian flag containing a personal letter from Roald Amundsen, the Norwegian who had beaten him to the pole by 34 days. Scott was crushed.
The worst has happened. The Norwegians have forestalled us and are first at the pole. It is a terrible disappointment. All the daydreams must go. It will be a wearisome return.
How did Amundsen win? In June 1910, as Britain gave Scott's large team a mighty send-off, Amundsen's small team slipped out of Norway with little notice. Scott had the backing of the Royal Geographic Society. Amundsen had mortgaged his home to raise funds. Scott's plan was bristling with novelty, depending on motorized sledges and Siberian ponies, which ultimately proved to be ill-suited for the environment. In stark contrast, Amundsen bet everything on fast Inuit-style dog sleds and equally fast Norwegian skiers, a perfect combination of proven Arctic technologies which minimized the time that his team was exposed to deadly conditions. Amundsen succeeded by great attention to detail. He lived with the Inuit in the Arctic and learned to choose reindeer skin parkas instead of the wool coats favored by Scott. His men stayed warm. Scott's did not. Scott followed a known route, but Amundsen pioneered a new route, 60 miles shorter and less dangerous. Amundsen set a daily pace of less than 20 miles, which men and dogs could sustain day after day. He resisted the temptation to push for extra miles on good days, and he didn't lose many whole days waiting for better weather. His progress was relentless, enabled by his disciplined preparation. He finished the round trip of almost 2,000 miles in just 99 days, 10 days ahead of schedule. Amundsen and Scott were extraordinary. Each reached the South Pole, and each was a hero. But they were not the same. Amundsen managed risk better, executed with greater discipline, won the race, and returned safely. Scott's carelessness cost him everything. His team died just 11 miles from safety after 150 days. While he is remembered today for his heroic effort, Amundsen was the victor.
Det var sikkert et element av lykke I vår seier, men jeg ville plassere merverdi på beredskap. Det var ikke for en mann å gjøre dette. Det var for alle som hadde satset sitt liv og holdt sammen både I tykt og tynt. 5 frostbitt never hevde flagget og plantet det først på Sydpolen.